Hi guys, today I'm gonna show you my new reactor. Watch it. Thank you.
Factsverse presents 13 moms you won't believe actually exist. Number 1. Thomas Beatty is the world's first man to become a mother. Born a female, he underwent a surgical procedure and hormone treatment, and since then he has been living as a man. He and Nancy, his 34-year-old wife, both live in Oregon. She had a hysterectomy in early life, so she was unable to get pregnant. Therefore, Beatty took it upon himself to have the baby. The procedure of getting Beatty pregnant was done through artificial insemination, making use of donor sperm and Beatty's egg. Number 2. The Guinness Book of Records has the story of history's most abounding mother. She hailed from a town called Shuya in Russia. She is known as the wife of Fyodor Vasilyev, and she gave birth to 69 children from 27 pregnancies. This occurred in the 18th century. Number 3. Rajo Devi Lohan, an Indian, had waited for more than 40 years before she eventually had her first child in November 2008, when she was 70 years old. Her plan is to breastfeed for a minimum of 3 years. We never can tell, she may do just that. Number 4. 70-year-old Omkari Panwar was very tenacious to have a male child. She and her husband, who was 77 years old, both paid the required amount for IVF. This was needful for them to produce a male offspring. They had to sell all of their major belongings, spent their entire savings, and also took out a credit card loan. The couple already had 5 grandchildren from 2 grown-up daughters, but wanted a male child. They finally got 2 sons. Number 5. An amazing woman called Nadia Denise Gutierrez attracted global attention in the first month of 2009, the year she produced a set of surviving octuplets, which marked the second case in the United States, beating the initial global survival ratio for an entire set of octuplets, a record set in 1998 by the Chukwa octuplets. Nadia was a single mother without any employment and had already 6 children at the time, then added the octuplets. The set of octuplets was conceived through in vitro fertilization, and this caused a lot more controversies. Number 6. Elizabeth Ann Buttle gave birth to her first child on 19th of May, 1956, when she was 19 years old. Her second child was born on November 20th, 1997, when Elizabeth Ann was 60 years old. That was an interval of 41 years and 185 days, which remains the longest interval between births ever. Joseph was the second child. His sister Belinda, who was born when Elizabeth was 19, was old enough to be his grandmother. Number 7. Sofia Pedro had her baby in a tree in the year 2000. She was in the middle of a natural disaster when her labor started and was stuck in a tree due to the Mozambique floods. She was forced to leave her home and took shelter on a tree with many other survivors. Though the floods were rising all around her and the tree she took shelter in was filled with other people, she was able to fight through the pain and fear and push forward, giving birth to a healthy baby. Number 8. Jackie Dallenberg gave birth to her very own grandkids in 2008. Jackie became her daughter's surrogate after it was found out that her daughter had trouble carrying a baby to full term. Jackie became pregnant with her daughter's babies, yes, babies, in 2008 as she carried triplets. She gave birth to her very own triplet grandbabies. She feels it is not weird at all, as it was all in the name of love, a mother's love. Number 9. Lina Medina is the youngest mother in the world. In 1939, she gave birth to a baby when she was only 5 years old. Lina was found to have fully matured sexual organs at her young age due to a condition called precocious. She was taken to the doctor by her parents because of abdominal pain and a growth that they thought was a tumor. The doctors discovered that she was 7 months pregnant at the time and no tumor was found. She made medical history, and no one has since beat this record. Number 10. 22-year-old Mindy Tran of Lawrence had strapped her 2-year-old twin daughters in the car's back seat and had gone to check the lock of the home's front door. After she locked the door, she turned to realize that her car was rolling down the precipitous driveway into oncoming traffic. The immediate instinct that she had was to jump behind the car and start pushing in a bid to stop it. Unfortunately, that didn't work, so Tran decided to slow the car by throwing herself on the ground. She turned herself into a speed bump, which slowed down the pace of the car and enabled her neighbor to quickly get in and stop the car completely. Number 11. After losing one of her babies as a result of premature birth, Joanna Kristonik of Wrocław, Poland, who was initially pregnant with triplets, was told by her doctors to lie in bed, placing her feet above her head. This was close to an upside-down position, and it was suggested by her doctors so that the other 2 children could be born. Kristonik lost her baby after 5 months into her pregnancy. The other 2 babies were born 32 weeks into her pregnancy. The mother feels that the lengthy time she spent upside down partially affected her walking, but she now walks well. Number 12. Hwang Yi-jun. Many mothers may agree that 9 months is plenty long to be carrying a child for. So imagine for a moment that you were pregnant for 60 years. Such a thing happened to Hwang Yi-jun, who technically carried a child for more than half a century. While the baby did not live long after reaching partial maturity, a rare process called lithopedion occurred, slowly calcifying the baby into a solid stone over decades of time. As most die long before they develop this far, Hwang Yi-jun represents an incredibly rare case of this condition and a story that is hard to believe could ever exist. Number 13. Parenting is hard. It takes sacrifice, compromise, and above all, patience. Being a mother is the hardest job on the planet. But just like any other job, some people just aren't cut out for it. Subscribe for more.